What's up, guys? Your boy Josh Showtime. You already know what it is. It's Showtime's Fight Forum, where we talk all things fight. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and all that good stuff. Hey, man, definitely make sure you comment, because this is a debatable topic, okay? This is about Javonte "Tank" Davis, okay? We already know he had a very big win versus Ryan Garcia. Shut a lot of haters up. People like to call me a Javonte hater, which is weird, because I'm not. But yet still, this is a great topic to talk about, which is, after his win, is he a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter? Simple and plain. And here's the thing. I have no issue with either side. If you have Javonte Davis in your top 10, I'm fine with it. If you don't, I'm still fine with it. Because we have to understand, people get so upset. Oh, it's red, blah, blah, blah. Why you want to put the black man down? But most people have Terence Crawford as the #1, and he's clearly black. But yeah. Excuse me. But even beside that, like, there's reasons why. Like everybody does their pound for pound completely different, because it's a made up list. We gotta understand, like, it's different between actual lightweight rankings and who you have #1 and stuff like that compared to pound for pound. It's obviously, if everybody was in the same weight class, who would win. Now, people judge it differently. Some people do it by who's the most talented fighter. That's my #1. Or who's the most accomplished? That's #1. Who has the best resume? That's #1. Like, it's different ways. I like to kind of put it all in together. I think it's who's the most talented, but also has the best resume. It's kind of like, that's how it basically is. The best resume along, and obviously, what have you done for me lately? I'm sorry. The most recent, like, how is your performance look? So pound for pound, my pound for pound changes yearly, monthly. It depends, man. If you lose, you obviously gonna drop a spot. That's not gonna take you off. Just like Floyd and Manny fought each other. Like, I had Floyd #1, Manny was #2. They stayed the same after the fight. Nothing changes. So yes, it depends on who you lost to. But if you do lose, you're gonna get dropped down a notch or two. But like I said, what have you done for me lately? That's a big criteria. Your resume, obviously, who have you beaten in past times, how you've beaten them, how you've looked, and obviously styles matter when it comes to that, and also who's the most talented. And that's how I derive my list. Now, when it comes to talent, Javonte is definitely a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter, in my opinion, talent-wise. I mean, the man hits like a daggone super heavyweight, not super heavyweight, I'm sorry, like a freaking light heavyweight, and then you max that with the fact that he genuinely does have great boxing skills. He's really good fight IQ, and he has pretty solid defense and a great chin. Now, if you want to talk about, like, resume-wise, no way in hell Tank is top 10. That's just a fact. Like, there's a lot of fighters that have better resumes than Tank, even adding Ryan Garcia, because I'm high on Ryan Garcia, but I'm also a person that admits that Ryan does not have a resume either. We don't know how good he is. So, and that's the same thing for me that goes with Pitbull, and same thing that goes with Rolly Romero. We don't, Mario Barrios. None of these guys have any other signature wins for me to sit here and say, oh, these guys are great fighters. Like De La Cruz, that's a good fighter. That is a solid win, because that guy actually was a world champion. But at the same time, he was also much smaller than Tank. So, I mean, there's a lot of things in there. You can poke holes in Tank's resume. However, Tank is going up in competition. He's fighting the who's who's, and he's probably the most active fighter right now. So his resume is getting there. So I will give him that. Now, if we're talking about based off of performances, Tank is always going to be top 5. He knocks everybody out. I think there's 2 or 3 fighters he's fought so far that has entered decisions. Everybody else has been slept, okay, or hurt very badly. So we know he's top 5 in that. He's top 5 in the talent. It's just a resume. And it's honestly, it's not a good resume. It's just a fact. So, I have him bare minimum. He's on the fringe. I have him anywhere between 10 and 12 as far as my pound for pound list goes. And I'm going to give it, but he's definitely on the bottom half. That very well could be pound for pound king. Like, he definitely can. But he has to beat the guy that's in his weight class. A couple guys that's in his weight class that I have higher than him. So let's go ahead and let's go through this list, all right? So I'm gonna start from 1 and I'm gonna go all the way down to 10, because I kind of think that's easier for me. #1, the person I have with the pound for pound king currently is Usyk. I don't think Usyk can really be debated right now as far as being top 2. I do think that I can understand, or top 3. I can understand people not having a #1, but he's easily top 3. If you don't have him on your top 3, you're just hating. It's just literally as simple as that. You don't have to be high on Anthony Joshua and say, oh, well, he beat Anthony Joshua, he's not that good. Okay, hating. But this man is what, If he's not the greatest cruiserweight ever, because I still have Evander on number 1, he's number 2 all time at cruiserweight. He's beating everybody there. And he's now going up to heavyweight, not a true heavyweight. Granted, if he fought 50 years ago, he probably would be a true heavyweight because he'd be around the size of a lot of heavyweights. He's beating everybody. He's beating Anthony Joshua. He's literally, what is he, 3-0? 3-0 at that? I think he's 3 or 4-0 at heavyweight. And yes, he has to fight Tyson Fury, and I'm very excited to see that fight. But number 1 right now, I have is Usyk, and I'm sorry, man. I have to have a number 1. I'm sorry. I have to. Pound for pound, okay? That's the only reason why. If you know, Tyson Fury and Usyk fought in a fight, to me, they're not the same size. Like, they're not the same size. If they were the same size, I'm picking Usyk. But the fact that Tyson is so much bigger and he's also so talented, that's the only reason why I don't favorite Tyson. Realistically, it's just because of the size. He's a hard guy to beat because of his size. Now, that's not my number 1. My number 2, Errol Spence. I know that's the one that a lot of people will be, I get it, but his pace, his punch rate, his chin, his daggone determination, I mean, he's a phenomenal freaking boxer, and I think he's the best 147 pounder in the world. And I can't wait for him to Terence to fight so he can prove it. But this man is just non-stop action. He can box, but he can also brawl. I mean, he has power, he breaks orbital bones. I mean, there's not too many, he has a really solid resume. Like, he has fought everybody at 147 not named Terence Crawford. And he's honestly punished every single one except for Shawn Porter, which was an amazing fight. So yeah, he's my number 2. I understand if you don't agree, but it is what it is. Number 3, Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford. I think that they're 2 or 3. I think whoever wins this fight, especially if it's impressive fashion, will be my new pound for pound king. I just need these kings to fight each other, man. Like, you're both absolutely amazing. We already know Bud is a switch hitter. Power. He stopped, what, his last, like, 10 fights? Like, he's literally hasn't gone to decision in years. This guy is just, I mean, come on, man. Like, there's not really many flaws in this dude's game. He's been rocked, like, 1 time in his entire career. Outside of that, this man has been rocking everybody. Everybody, okay? He can outbox you. He's a boxer puncher, which is, you know, the worst type of person to fight because at the end they can outbox you. But that punch is coming. It's coming. All right. So that is my number 3. Anyways, my number 4. Only reason why is just because and look, you want to go ahead and be mad at me. I don't personally care, but I don't give a damn about that weight class. I'm sorry, I don't. His weight class. Look, if you smaller than my wife, I'm not interested. Like, I'm not interested. I'm interested in a fight, but I don't really care about the resume because ain't too many men at that size. But he is a phenomenal boxer. He does pack power. Like legit, I just wish he was like a 130 pounder. Like, it just sucks this man fights at like 120. But I have to pay respects. He's demolished everybody he's fought. He doesn't really have any holes in his game. I cannot wait to him and Stephen Ford will fight in a couple months. That's gonna be a banger. And whoever wins that fight is definitely gonna be in my top 5 pound for pound as well. But as of right now, I'll put him at number 4, and I think that that's pretty respectful. And number 5, I'm putting Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury skills translate every weight class. It doesn't matter if he fights at lightweight, he fights at heavyweight. The way he fights can withstand anybody. And he's an amazing defensive fighter, but he's great at point fighting. He can win decisions, and he has a great enough chin to be able to survive power punches. He fought Deontay Wilder, one of the most powerful dudes you've ever seen. Got it off the canvas, what, 5 times? This man, like, legit has an amazing chin, amazing boxing skill. He can outthink you, and he also can beat you in the mental game. It's really, really tough guy to fight. So he's my number 5. I think that's pretty simple. My number 6, I'm going to put Canelo Alvarez. At the end of the day, him losing to Bivol, yes, it drops you, but that wasn't his weight class. He doesn't need to fight in that weight class. People gotta understand, Canelo's not even, in my opinion, a real super middleweight. He's not. He is not. He's a blown up super middleweight that just wanted to fight other competition. He is a middleweight at best. But yet still, he's so dominant that he was able to dominate super middleweight. And I cannot wait to eventually see him and Benavidez fight. But him going up to light heavyweight was obviously a mistake. This man is 5, they got him listed at 5'9". This man's like 5'7". All right, 5'7". With the reach of like a freaking welterweight. He has a short reach, he's a short man, and his dude's fighting dudes that are 6'1". Like, it's not that fair of a competition, realistically. But yet and still, he's good enough to be able to withstand those. And I'm not trying to come up with a bunch of excuses. He lost. He got beat up versus Bivol. He lost that plain and fair. But he is still going to be my number 6 dude, okay? Now, this is where it's, in my opinion, when you get past Canelo, you can honestly mix a lot of guys up. You could put Artur Beterbiev. You can put Bivol. You can put Haney. You can put Shakur. You could put Tank. Like, you can even put the Charlos. Like, you can put a lot of guys that's in this mix here, okay? Like, that's how crowded this is. But if we're going off of number 7, I'm going to give Bivol, all right? What he did to Canelo can't be disrespected. Yes, I just gave up all the reasons why Canelo lost, but yet still, he got outboxed, okay? Outboxed. Like, you can use size, and size is an issue, but you got outboxed. You were bigger than Floyd. Floyd outboxed you still because his skill level was just that much better. You got worked by Bivol. And at the end of the day, the man's undefeated. Hasn't really been tested that much, to be honest with you, throughout his career. We have to pay respect to that. So I'm gonna give him number 7. Now, number 8 is gonna be Beterbiev. Now, it's pretty simple. He's knocked out everybody he's ever fought. I mean, I can't disrespect that. He's won the world championship and he's defended his world championship belt and has knocked out every single person. He's getting older and he is getting a little washed right now because he's getting hit a lot more. But I have to pay respect to the fact that this man hasn't been knocked out yet. I mean, hasn't lost yet. This man's knocked out everybody. I'm sorry, I gotta put him at there. I gotta put him there. Now, going number 9, it's gonna be Devin Haney. Devin Haney has to be number 9 because he's the undisputed champion. I pay respects to that. I have to. I can't put you over somebody when you're in that same weight class and you haven't even challenged for the belt. You haven't even beaten this guy. So I'm going to go with the king in that division, who is Devin Haney. Devin Haney's my number 9 guy. Yes, his resume, you can kind of challenge his resume, but at the end of the day, he's beating who he needed to beat. And if he beats Lomachenko, that's far better than anybody's Tank has ever fought, and that's far better than anybody's Shakur's fought. So I'm going to give him that number 9 spot. If he wins that, it's solidified number 9. He's definitely over Tank right now, but they have to fight eventually. They're in the same weight class. They can swap it out and we can figure out who really is number 9 or who's higher. All right, now number 10, my last spot, which once again will be between Shakur and Tank. We're gonna go Shakur. Now this is where I'm going, who's the more talented fighter? I'm gonna go Shakur. Then it's who has the better resume. You can honestly argue, but when it comes to world champions, legit world champions, Shakur has beaten more. And I'm more impressed with his W's as far as beating Oscar Valdez and Jamal Herring. Like the way he dismantled these guys and just picked them apart. And he seems to be getting better and more comfortable. And people are ducking him. Pitbull didn't even want to fight this man. Like, he didn't want to fight him. I gotta go number 10 with Shakur. Now, once again, don't kill me for this. All right, because I gotta fact check the whole world champion because I might be wrong about the legit. I'm not talking about regular belts like, oh, he beat Mario Barrios. He wasn't a real champion. He was a regular champion. He beat such and such. Like, no, he didn't beat that many world champions. I'm talking about legitimate world champions. But yet still, I have to pay respects to Shakur being an undisputed champion in his weight class and bumping up and just straight demolishing fools. So that's my list of my top 10. Once again, once you go to the 11 and 12, that's where I would put a Tank and then I'll put a Charlo. And you got other names that's in there, man. That's very, very tough. So, you know, I want to hear what you guys' rankings from 1 to 10. Who do you think is the pound for pound best right now? And if you have Tank, I get it, but how high you have him. But as always, man, follow me on social media at Papa Showtime, Josh Showtime, whichever one you find. Thank you guys for always watching, man, and always supporting, man. Always stay blessed.